Good morning, class A levels. We are going to start a new topic in the subject of pure mathematics 1, that is called functions. So here are some concepts of the functions. So concentrate yourself. This is a technical topic which needs your concentration. So we are going to start now. A function is a special relation between values, each of its input values. These are called objects. So these are input values which we will put into the function, will gives back exactly one output value, that is image. So that will give exactly one image. So look now, x1 is giving y1, x2 is giving y2, x3 is giving y3, and x4 is giving y3. So look now, every domain is having one image. So if this is the condition that is fulfilled, then that will be called function. So look now, the diagram shows that f is a function. Every domain has exactly one range. What can go into a function is called the domain. So this thing which is going into the function is called domain. So domain are x1, x2, x3, x4. So these are domain. What may possibly come out of the function are called codomain. So look now, these are the possible outcomes which may come as a result. So y1, y2, y3, y4 are four possible options which may come out of the function. So look now, what may possibly come out of the function is called codomain. Codomain is y1, y2, y3, y4. Next point, very important, what actually comes out of the function is called range. But actually, if you can see from the figure, there are four possible options. Yes, y1, y2, y3, y4. These are four options. But what actually is coming out of the function is only three options are coming. So this option is not coming out of the function. So y1, y2, y3 will be the range. So look now, range is equal to y1, y2, y3. So here is an other figure. You can see the condition for the function is domain should not be repeated. Range may be repeated. So listen again. Domain must not repeat, but range may be repeated. So if this is the condition that is fulfilled, that figure will be called, that function will be called a function. But in this figure, you can see the domain that is x1 is repeating. It is coming with y1 and it is coming with y2 as well. So if domain is repeating, then that will not be a function. So look now, the diagram shows that f is not a function because the object x1 has two images, y1 and y2. So because domain is repeating with this and this, so if this is so, that will not be a function. Here are some more concepts, that is geometrical interpretation. And in geometrical interpretation, the first thing that we are going to read is vertical line test. If the graph y is equal to f of x intersect at only one point with every vertical line drawn, then f of x is a function. So for example, here is a function. Look here, we have drawn vertical lines. The graph is intersecting the every vertical line at only one point. But when the vertical lines are drawn and the graph y is equal to f of x intersect at more than one point, f of x is not a function. So look now here. So you can see from here, here is y is equal to g of x. When we draw the vertical lines, the function cut every vertical line at 2 points. So that's why g is not a function. So if a function intersects every vertical line at only one point, that will be a function. And if the function intersects the vertical lines at more than one point, that will not be a function. So this is the reason when vertical lines are drawn and the graph y is equal to f of x intersect at more than one point, f of x is not a function. For examples, f of x is equal to x plus 1 is a function. So when you will draw this line, that will be a function. But when you will draw this function, this equation, that will not be a function. So here are coming tough topics. So concentrate yourself. Requirement is finding the range of function. So here are three conditions. So look now. Concentrate yourself, students. This is very, very important. If the function f of x is linear on the interval, so if the function is linear and here is the interval, its range is given by f of x is greater than or equal to minimum f of a or f of b. So first we will find f of a, then we will find f of b. So then the range will be whatever the minimum value is. F of x will be greater than the minimum value and lesser than or equal to the maximum value. So first you will find f of a, then f of b. Definitely one will be minimum, second will be maximum. So minimum will be put here and maximum will be put here. This will be the range when the function will be a linear one. Second condition is if the function is quadratic and has a minimum point. So if the function is quadratic, first you will find the minimum or maximum point by completing the square method. So if the point is minimum like this, here will be a point. So the range will be, first you will find again f of a and then f of b. Definitely there will be a maximum value and a minimum value. That minimum value is separate. Now you will find f of a, then f of b, and this will be 2 points. Then you will find the minimum point on the curve of the quadratic equation by using the completing the square method. Okay, that will be a minimum point. So then this will be the range. In case of the minimum point, f of x will be lesser than or equal to maximum of this point and greater than or equal to f of h. And the last case is the reverse of this one. If the f of x is quadratic and has a maximum point, for example, here is a maximum point. So again, you will solve the quadratic equation by using the quadratic formula, and we will find the maximum or minimum point. So if the point is maximum, definitely here is a maximum point now. And then two more points will be found. F of a and f of b will be found out. So now you have 3 points. One is the point on the curve, that is maximum point, and by putting these two values you will have 2 more points. Then the range will be f of x is greater than or equal to, so here you will put the minimum value out of these two, and from here this f of h, this value will be put here. So f of x is greater than or equal to minimum of these two values and lesser than or equal to f of h. So concentrate yourself, we are going to solve some questions. These are very, very important questions. Here is a question. Statement is sketch the graph of and find the range. So we are required to find the range of this function and also sketch. So if you look at the function, this is a linear graph. So range will be f of x is greater than or equal to minimum f of a, f of b, and lesser than or equal to maximum f of a, f of b. So this concept will be applied on the range. So if you can see, we are going to put the values for -3. So f -3 is -3 plus 1 will be -2, and f of 3 is, so 3 plus 1 is 4. So you can see the range will be f of x is greater than or equal to minimum, that is -2, and lesser than or equal to maximum, that is 4. So this is the range. The second thing that is required is sketch the graph of. Okay, this is a straight line graph. So we will put 3 points. So actually we want the intersecting point at the y-axis and the intersecting point at the x-axis. So that will be the answer. So look now, if y is equal to x plus 1, put y is equal to 0. So point will be x minus 1. So point will be minus 1, 0. And put x is equal to 0. So that will give y is equal to 1. So the point will be 0, 1. So this will be the point. So this is the point on x-axis and this is the point on y-axis. So here we have drawn axis. So this is x-axis and this is y-axis. So the point on the x-axis is minus 1, 0. So this is the point. And on the y-axis is 0, 1. So here is the point. So with the help of scale, you will join these 2 points. So this is the sketch of the graph. Here is another question. Statement is the same. Sketch the graph of and find the range. Okay, first we will find the f of a and f of b. So look now, f of minus 3, that will be equal to 9 plus 12 plus 3. So will be equal to 9 plus 3, 12 and 12, 24. And f of 3 will be equal to 3 3s are 9 minus 12 and plus 3 is there. So 9 plus 3, 12, minus 12 is 0. And now we will find the turning point of the curve. So look now for turning point. So x square minus 4x plus 3, this is very important. Concentrate yourself. X square minus 4x plus 3. So okay, descending order is arranged. Okay, take the coefficient of the singular variable, make it half, take it square. So it means this is 2 square, that is 4. So add and subtract over here. Plus factor will be written with this thing and minus factor will be written with constant. So this is the method. Concentrate. So first value is a square of x. The sign of the singular variable will be taken and this value is a square of 2. So x minus 2 whole square and here will be minus 1. So if you can see from here, a is equal to 1, which is greater than 0. So it means it is minimum point. And the minimum point will be, the method is just change the sign of this value. So it will be 2 and write this value as it is. So this is the minimum point. So if minimum point is there, so then the range will be, look here, the range will be greater than or equal to f of h and lesser than or equal to maximum of f of a or f of b. So here, from here you can see the range will be greater than or equal to, so you have to take this value greater than or equal to minus 1 and lesser than or equal to. So from here you can see the maximum of, so maximum is 24. So this is the range of this function. The next thing that is required is sketch the graph. Okay, we have the minimum point. So if we have the intersecting point at the x-axis and the y-axis, then the curve will be sketched easily. So look now, here is the equation, that is x square minus 4x plus 3. So y is equal to x square minus 4x plus 3 So put y is equal to 0. That will make x square minus 4x plus 3 equal to 0. Multiply the coefficient of the first one with the last one, and the central coefficient is 4. So think a pair of numbers whose multiplication equal to this one, addition or subtraction equal to this one. So these are 3 and 1. So this is telling us that these two will have same sign, and this is telling us that these two will have minus sign. So put this pair over here. So x square minus 4x minus x plus 3 equal to 0. Make pairs, take common. So from here x into x minus 4 minus 1 into, sorry, minus 3x is here. So this is minus 3. Okay, minus 1 x minus 3 is equal to 0. From here you can see the same bracket written once. The values outside the bracket will be written in the second bracket. From here x is equal to 3 or x is equal to 1. Okay, when you will put 3 into this, so 3 3s are 9 plus 3. So here is 3, the answer is 0. So it means y is equal to 0. And when 1, so y will become 1 minus 4 plus 3. So this will also become 0. So okay, that was actually on the x-axis point. So point will be 3 0 and 1 0. Okay, these are the points, intersecting points at the x-axis. Now on the y-axis, so put y is equal to x is equal to 0 now. So this will be 0, this will be 0, so y is equal to 3. So the point is 0 3. So these are the points 1 2 3 and the turning point. These will help us in sketching. So look now, this is the turning point 2 minus 1. Okay, 3 0 1 0 and 0 3. So look now, here are the x's, x y. So here are 1 2 3 4. Here are 1 2 3. Here are minus 1 minus 2 minus 3. And here are minus 1 minus 2 minus 3. So look now, here is the turning point, that is 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1, here is the turning point. Okay, next on the x-axis, 3 0 1 0. So this is the point 3 0 and this is the point 1 0. So with the help of this, you will draw the path of the curve. So this is the path of the curve, which is drawn with the help of these 3 points. And finally the point on the y-axis, that is 0 3. So here is the 0 3 point. So you will draw a freehand curve like this. So this is the sketch of the curve. So students, here is a question for you. F of x is equal to 3 minus 4x minus 2x square. So the same statement is there. Sketch the graph and find the range. So you will find the range. The same method will be there. So first you will complete this equation by completing square method. So same method will be adopted. So first you will check either the point is maximum or the minimum. I'm telling you in advance, the point will be maximum. So for maximum point, the range will be f of x lesser than or equal to f of h and greater than or equal to minimum f of a or f of b. So actually these points are, the range is same for this x is greater than or equal to -3 and lesser than or equal to 3. The same range is there. So this is A, this is B. So first you will find f of A, f of B like this. Look here, this is the same method that will be followed there. Then you will find the turning point by completing the square. You will check the point that is minimum or maximum. So I'm telling you in at this stage even the point will be maximum. So for maximum point the range is this. So you will put the values over here like this. Okay, the next step will be completing this, sketching the graph. So a turning point you will have, then you will find the intersecting point at the x-axis like this, and the intersecting point at the y-axis. So now then you will have 4 points: turning point of the curve, intersecting point on the x-axis, and the intersecting point on the y-axis. And then like you will join the curve, you will draw the curve joining the points like this.